everyone, this is me Antim Khare and I'm going to tell you all about election system in India in this video. So why this topic? I have chosen this topic so that we all can know more about the election system as we choose our representatives through this process only, and the representatives make the policies and the decisions on our behalf. So let's begin with the introduction. India is a constitutional democracy with a parliamentary system of government, and at the heart of the system is the commitment to hold regular, free and fair elections. Elections help us to solve the problem of succession in leadership and thus contributes to continuation of democracy. And these elections are held by Election Commission of India, which is an independent, powerful, autonomous body. It enjoys the same kind of independence that the judiciary enjoys, but once appointed, the Election Commission is not answerable to the President of Government. Now let's begin with the steps in an election. So these are the steps. This is from my project which I did in 11th. So it was so much of informative. So I thought of sharing the same thing with you all. So steps involved in election are nomination of candidates, campaigning, polling, voting, and then the countings of the vote. So nomination of the candidates. The nomination of the candidates is the formal procedure by which political parties and or individuals put candidates forward for election and the acceptance of the EMB of that nomination. This list system, parties put forward a list of candidates selected within the political party. And in some cases, there are requirements aimed at increasing the representative of the list by, for example, asking or requiring this party to have a certain number of women on its list. So, criteria to stand as a candidate. To be a candidate of Lok Sabha or Legislative Assembly, the minimum age limit is 25 years. Political party nominate their candidate who get the party symbol and support. He or she must be qualified voter and must be eligible to hold the office. Educational qualification is not needed for any candidate, and the candidate must take a oath that they were not engaged in any action to overthrow the government by force or violence. Yes, there are reserved constituencies as well. This is to prevent dominance of those with better resources and give a chance to weaker section of the society, that are scheduled caste or ST, based on the size of the population. And as per the order issued by the Delimitation Commission in 2008, 412 are general, 84 seats are reserved for scheduled caste, and 47 for the scheduled tribe. Earlier it was 79 and 41 for SC and ST respectively. Seats for women. This is the most debatable topic, we can say. So no specific law has been made for reservation of seats for women as yet. Political parties are expected to put up women candidate in reasonable number, especially 30% is set, but actual records, yeah. As of 2013, it has been reported of the members of parliament, only 11% were the women in Lok Sabha and 10.6% in Rajya Sabha. Now comes campaigning. So, election campaigning are the means by which candidates and political parties prepare and present their ideas and political position on issues to the voters in the period preceding election days. So, let me tell you about the terms and conditions of the campaigns. No place of worship can be used for the election commission by any party. Political parties should remain within certain limits while criticizing the opposite party. During election campaign, no government transport, official, aircraft, machinery, or personnel could be used by political parties. The election campaign, rallies, and road shows must not hinder the road traffic. Time and the mode of election campaign. Election campaign means this period is about 13 days or more. Campaign time ends 48 hours before the polling. Then the parties issue manifesto like slogans, door-to-door campaigning, etc. Posters, meetings, processions, etc. are also very common mode of campaign. And well-known names of the political arena try to influence voters in favor of their parties through these means. And they also use the mode of web campaign, which provide wide and quick reach to the candidates and the political parties. Actual report on election campaign. No political leaders or the party leave any stone unturned to ensure that their party is in the victory side. For example, one party crosses its limits and criticizes the opposite party. They leave no place, including the places of worship, for election campaign. It has also seen that ruling parties tend to use government resources for election campaign. Now I'll be telling you about polling of the vote. So mainly government schools, colleges are chosen for the polling station. The collector of each district is in charge of the polling. Government employees are employed to many of the polling stations. So EVM are being increasingly used instead of ballot boxes to prevent election fraud by both capturing, ठीक है, which is heavily prevent in certain parts of the India. Now comes the voting procedure. Voting in India is done using electronic voting machine, that is EVM. There is also a provision for the postal voting in India, as well as the special arrangements for the disabled voting. So yeah, this the system is electronic nowadays. Now comes the postal voting. What is postal voting in India? It is only done through electrically transmitted postal ballot papers system and it is also seen by Election Commission of India. And only certain categories of people are eligible to register as postal voters. Employees working in the Union Armed Forces and state police, as well as their spouses and those working for the Government of India who are officially posted abroad, can register for the postal voting. Prisoners can all, and one thing we need to remember is that prisoners cannot vote. And yes, one vote, one value. Our vote has one value, means equal value is given to everybody's vote. All those who are above 18 can vote, and their vote costs same value. This signifies that everyone is same, and its importance, value of that person or the vote is very important. Now comes the universal suffrage. Yes, we all know about universal franchise. It gives right to vote to all adult citizens. In India, it is 18 years. And voter list, yes, it is one of the most important part of the election. Like this list is officially called voter list, and every constituency there is a voter list. Article 326 of the Constitution stipulate that the minimum age for the registration of a voter is 18-year-old. Now comes the counting of the vote and declaration of the result. After the finishing of the voting comes the counting of the vote. RO, that is returning officer, is responsible for conducting election in constituency, which also includes counting of the vote. So RO decides the place where votes will be counted for the parliament. So it's like many of the schools or the offices are selected. I'll be telling you about the challenges for free and fair election. See, many of the malpractices have been seen. Money and the muscle power is always in the force. And also, to tell you one thing more, that people are spending more of the money in buying voters, but they're not spending money while solving the problems. So this is one of the most important challenge which one needs to remove. And yes, over the past few years, incidents of the corruption are in the headlines of the newspaper. And yes, we can see that family politics is very much seen in the political arena. Similarity of the parties in policies and practice, disadvantages of smaller parties and independent candidates, and criminal elements entering into the political arena. These are some of the challenges. And that's it. I guess this is so much for the 10 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone.